Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the North Athletic Complex for today's matchup between the West Virginia Mountaineers and your Robert Morris University Colonials in a pickleball match. I'm Caden McCrory alongside Alex Gagnon.
How you doing?
Sorry for the late start, some technical issues, but we are live watching the 5th-ranked Tristan Shaw and Trenton Shaw brother duo from West Virginia taking on the 4th-ranked Joe Bambra and Trey Reichenfield. Right now, the Colonials up 3-2 in the mix of this match. As a point there for West Virginia, looks like it's going to tie this one up at 3.
So just a reminder for those at home, you can only score in pickleball when it is your serve. And this is first to 11, win by 2. The rating system that Caden alluded to earlier is a self-evaluation of your own skills. Although most players try and be very honorable about it. 5 is the highest you can get. 4, 3, 2, and 1 is barely ever played the game. So, in this case, the Shaw brothers at 5 against Brownball and Reichenfield at 4 should be a pretty compelling matchup as far as the best duos teams both teams have to offer here for match number 1, as the score is now 3-3.
3-3, a close contest is Joe Brambaugh and Trey Reichenfield doing really good against this 5 duo so far. And played by Shaw goes past, and that's going to make it 4-3. The West Virginia duo back on top here.
First lead of the game, I believe, for the Mountaineers here. RMU got off to an early 2-0 start, but West Virginia's rallied back.
Shaw puts it in. Bambra plays it over. Missed there by Reichenfield. Make it 5-3. If you do remember from the last pickleball broadcast, if you guys tuned in, Trey Reichenfield went up against one of the best in Penn State and took it to 3 rounds close to the end, where they had to play to 21. Very close, but Reichenfield just came out on the end of that one. But as Joe Brambaugh told us in an interview up here last time, Trey's never played pickleball before until this year, and he went up against a 5-ranked player of Penn State and held his own pretty well.
Yeah, I'd certainly say so. He was probably one of our breakout stars from the first one against the Nittany Lions. And a nice little play there, getting RMU the serve back, if my math's serving me correctly here, from Reichenfield. This is an interesting combo. We didn't see these two play together the first time around. Last time we saw Bambra play with the other co-captain, Nate Schweitzer. Schweitzer not available today, so Reichenfield's getting the call.
Seems like he's up to the task so far, as him and Bambra have been doing very good here to start off this match against the Shaw brothers. That one's going to be played to Bambra, hits off the net, and it'll be a West Virginia serve once again. Still 5-3 the score here, as mentioned by Alex. You only get a point off of your serve. Played in by Bambra to Shaw, missed there by Reichenfield. That's going to make it 6-3 West Virginia.
Just for those at home, this is going to be a 9-game series between the Mountaineers and the Colonials. There's another game happening on Court 2 right next to this game. And we'll be seeing 3 doubles matches and 6 singles matches today. 2 of the doubles and I believe 3 or 4 of the singles will be happening on Court 1, our stream court, as it appears at the score of 7-3. RMU has called a timeout.
Yeah, just to regroup between Joe and Trey here, talking things over, getting some encouragement from their teammates on the sidelines. Over on the court next to us, Andy Zhang and Ryan Yob. Andy Zhang we watched in the first matchup. Another one of those players that hasn't played pickleball before, but we watched that he had one heck of a shot.
Absolutely. He really knows how to bring the heat, and I'm not sure if we're going to see any of him on the stream court today. I hope we do. He's a very fun player to watch. Here, how about we put the camera over onto Court 2 until Court 1 comes back to action here. So this is Zhang and Ryan Yob on the bottom of your screen. On the top of the screen, who do we got there?
We got Aaron Ludinsky and Scott Arbit on the other side. Not sure of the score on that one, as Court 1 will be now back in action. Back we go to Bambra and Reichenfield against the Shaw brothers.
Well, that was a really nice shot there from Reichenfield. If he kept it in.
Just outside, it looks like they're going to call it.
Brutal. That was so close. And that right there is the difference between a 4 out of 5 team and a 5 out of 5 team, is finding that back corner on those tight plays like that. As Brambrawl gets a little under it, and I think just sailed it out past the back line.
8-3. So now 2 balls are in play. Played there by Reichenfield to the back. Played by Shaw. Reichenfield, another shot there. Played in the kitchen just over the head. And that's going to be another point for the Mountaineers.
Yeah, it's just a matter of fine-tuning right now. RMU keeps looking for that back line. They just haven't quite found it yet.
Seems like a specialty as Reichenfield play that one beautifully in front, and that's going to get the ball back for them.
Cheeky little play there. After going deep several plays in a row, keeps it real short, caught both of the Mountaineers players off guard.
Spike down. Brambraw kept that in beautifully there. Played back in. Back and forth they go. Reichenfield. And he's going to make them misplay that ball, and the Colonials are going to get a point to make this 9-4.
Yeah, it's going to be certainly, you got to think it's rally time here for the Colonials. They kind of let the middle of this game get away from them, so if they want to be in it at the end, they're going to need a point there as Reichenfield smacked it into the net.
Brambraw has the serve now. Back to Shaw. Played towards the kitchen there, hits off the net, and it'll be Mountaineers' ball.
Remember, folks, this is first to 11, win by 2. It looks like the match on court 2 is either over or it's called a timeout. So we see Ryan Yob and Andy Zhang walking over to the bench area there. So it might be a timeout because I don't see either of the WVU players.
Looks like the WVU players are actually exiting the court
Oh.
to the left of me. So maybe game 1 is completed between those two.
When we get scores from that one, we will be updating the overall total here on the stream graphic. But that will be a message that we receive from downstairs.
Beautiful volley back and forth. Mountaineers are going to misplay that one, and it'll be Colonials' ball. Joe Brambraw is going to have the serve from the right side here. Beautiful serve it was. Played over to Reichenfield. Back and forth. Off the net is Reichenfield. And that'll be his serve, no point. From the left side, Reichenfield throws it in. Over past Shaw. Did he keep it in? It looks like he did.
Very, very clean there from Reichenfield.
It'll be Reichenfield's serve again, this time from the right side of the court. Make it 10-4 the score so far. Reichenfield throws it in, back and forth. Bambraw's going to throw that off the net. And that'll be Mountaineers' ball, game point on the line.
Yeah. This is, while it has been a fun game so far, I can't say it's particularly shocking thus far, as we did know this was going to be an uphill battle for the Colonials in match 1. All the other doubles and singles matches we really have for today are going to be a lot of 3 versus 3 ranked matchups. This was the only major discrepancy at 5 versus 4.
These guys will play in a solos match as well against each other later on. Tristan Shaw versus Trey Reichenfield, and that's going to do it on the court there as West Virginia is going to win game 1, 11-5.
And I do believe these are best 2 out of 3.
I believe so.
So we may see maybe that's what we saw Andy and Ryan walk off for earlier was the end of game 1 of their set.
Yeah, they just moved to the other side of the court as shown on the screen right now as they're going to get ready for game number 2 against Aaron and Scott of West Virginia. As Bambara and Reichenfield regroup on the bench there, down 1-0, as the start of the second game on court number 2 of Zhang and Yob gets underway. Yob throws it in off the net there. I believe that is going to be a Robert Morris point. Here comes Zhang from the serve from the left side. Heavy shot as always. In it goes. Played to Zhang up front. Back and forth. And Zhang's going to throw it off the net.
Yeah, it's tough sometimes to get down for those real low shots because not only do you have to make contact with it, but you got to find a way to pop it back up and over the net without giving your opponent an easy spike opportunity. Very tricky to play.
So that one's going to be a West Virginia ball, is what I believe Yob threw it out of play with his shot. Court number 1 is going to be back in action here as soon as Bamber on Reichenfield gets set. Meanwhile, West Virginia grabs themselves a point on court number 2. Back to court number 1. West Virginia is going to start things off, it looks. I'm sorry, Robert Morris is going to start things off from the opposing side.
Yeah, we'll see if game 2 goes better here for this combo from RMU. They do know that they have an uphill battle, but, you know, you always learn from these first round matchups, how your opponent likes to play. And I think if RMU just finds a better way getting those close shots off the baseline, we could have a really, really close game too.
Deadlocked at 0. West Virginia serve. Played to Bambra. In front, off the net. West Virginia is going to get another serve here, still tied at 0. It'll be one of the Shaws taking the serve, plays it to Reichenfield. Reichenfield throws it up. Back and forth, low shot, good play by Reichenfield to get that ball low, and West Virginia could not recover.
Yeah, nice little job there to get the ball back in the service of RMU. Now the 2 cracks here to try and get the game's opening points for game 2.
Played to Bambra. Throws it up. Into the kitchen, Reichenfield with good speed to get there, keeps it alive, still up in play. Makes Bambra move, and he just couldn't get that one. That
was a perfectly placed shot from the WVU side. You could really see how he was thinking about, all right, get up to the right, low left. Just caught Bambra flat-footed.
Reichenfield with an absolute heater, keeps it alive. Plays it in again. Play by Bambra, and still alive, but Reichenfield's going to throw it off, and that'll be a West Virginia point.
I believe that was RMU serve. So
you're right.
We're going right back and forth here. A little 0-0 deadlock to start this one off.
Shaw plays it up. Reichenfield with a heavy shot. Misplayed by West Virginia.
We'll see which team finally can break through. It's been neither of them so far.
Reichenfield and Bambra still holding their own. Heavy shot there. Off the net, and now it'll be Robert Morris's serve, still deadlocked at 0.
A real battle going on game 2 here. Neither side given an inch to kick it off. A little different from how we saw game 1 play out. As Reichenfield just hits it right back into the net. And now RMU's in danger of doing the same thing that they were doing just a moment ago.
Let's see what Reichenfield can do. Played close to Bambra. Low shot. Reichenfield plays it again. Spiked and right in front of Reichenfield. As Shaw made that an impossible play for Reichenfield to hit.
Yeah, really. Just all the power in the world and just shot it straight down to the court. Like I was saying earlier, just those are the hardest things to get back over the net.
Bambra misplays that one, and we finally have a point in favor of the Mountaineers.
So from my my count here, I'm pretty sure this game started, game 2 of this one started about like 3-4 minutes ago, and this is the first point of the game.
1-0 Mountaineers. Played up by Reichenfield. Soft play there. Keeps it alive. Really good volley still going here, and West Virginia can't put that one over to the net.
Yeah, Reichenfield made sure everything was going downstairs, really forced Shaw to work for it, and just couldn't quite get it over on the 3rd or 4th attempt there. As an absolute laser gets returned from Reichenfield, and he hits it again.
Reichenfield, beautiful job stopping that ball and keeping it alive, and end up getting West Virginia to miss on the next shot.
Yeah, absolutely. Now we'll see Bambra with the serve. I love his serve. He does a little shimmy and a shake off the paddle before he smacks it over.
Bambra still keeping it alive off the net, and that's going to be...
I believe that's going to be, you don't have to change serves here, but that'll be WVU victorious in that rally as that ball inched its way over the net.
Reichenfield serve. Still alive. Bambra keeps it in. Reichenfield with the ripper, but I think he did not get the line. Very close.
So close. But it is going to be... They have it marked down as a 2-0 over there, so I'm going to update our graphics package here. But
Bambra, beautiful job keeping it alive. Reichenfield makes West Virginia miss.
Nope, okay, they just changed it back to 1-0. The scorekeepers down on the floor are failing me here. I thought it was only 1-0.
Yeah, we had it at 1-0.
Plus, I couldn't figure out where the second point had come in. And, of course, as I say that, WV actually scores, so now it's 2-0.
Bambra plays it beautifully back in. Reichenfield keeps it alive. Played off the net. Bambra keeps it in. Still alive. Reichenfield puts it back into play.
Beautiful play from Bambra to keep that rally alive, and RMU will come out of that on the with the upper hand, and it all stems from Bambra lunging for it as that ball barely crawled over the net once again.
If you remember the last time we watched Bambra play, he laid his body out on the line multiple times during that game.
Yeah, that doubles match, it was him and Schweitzer.
Yep.
I don't remember the name of the two PSU players, but there was one of those plays where he just dove for it and slid across the floor. As RMU gets their first point of game 2, it's 2-1.
Bambro at the serve. Off the net, and it's going to go to the other side for Reichenfield. Heavy serve, but still in. Another heavy shot, kept alive by Bambara. Reichenfield keeps it in. As that one was spiked in front of Reichenfield, and West Virginia is going to get the serve back.
Yeah, sometimes it's real tricky. You'll see the same thing in tennis as well, where when that ball starts going laterally east to west like that, it can get real tough, even in a double setting, to get that ball returned.
Soft little play there from West Virginia. Throws it over the head of Reichenfield.
I think they caught the back line.
That might have. No points being added on from the scorekeeper as the serve's going to change. No point for West Virginia. Reichenfield stops that one. Another heavy shot sails over Reichenfield's head, and it'll be Colonial's ball.
I'm about to say, I could tell for sure from that one, from where we're sitting here, Caden, that one didn't make it. RMU really hanging tough here in game 2.
Still alive, Bambra keeps it up, hits off the net. 2-1 Mountaineers, 1-0 in the series. Serve from Bambra. Played alive by Reichenfield. Off the net, and the Mountaineers are going to tie this one up. I'm sorry, the Colonials will tie this one up too.
I guess you
Either
could say
way.
the Mountaineers did tie it because it was their error that led to the RMU point there, not getting it back over the net. But yeah, no, Colonials point 2-2 as Reichenfield nearly got that ball back over. He just launched a laser into the top of the net. But WVU serve now 2-2.
Brambaugh plays it in. Kept alive off of Reichenfield into court number 2. And it'll make it 3-2 Mountaineers.
Yeah, hopefully it didn't bug the people over in game 2 too much. I do know if you have another ball enter play when you're playing, it does invalidate whatever rally you're in the middle of.
Luckily, from my angle, the rally was stopped before that. So luckily on Zhang's part, as they have a heavy match to the right of us. Looks like a pretty good matchup over there on court number 2 as well. Brambaugh plays it in. 4-2 score in favor of the Mountaineers as Reichenfield puts that one in between both of the Shaw brothers.
I really hope they're brothers. I hope they're not like cousins or something.
I was told by Joe Brambaugh before it started that they were brothers.
Okay, good.
So I'm running off of what Joe told me.
Good.
So if he was wrong, I blame him for it.
Yeah, I had just had that thought now. Like, I never actually confirmed that. Man,
Was that
almost.
in? No.
No, that probably missed by a matter of a couple inches.
Yep, they're going to give the ball to Joe here. Very close as Trey saying,
Oh,
"What
wait.
do you-"
Oh, I don't think Trey thought it was in, but
Yeah.
WVU said it was. Nice little honor system there. I'll be honest, from my viewpoint, I didn't think it made it in, but I guess maybe it caught the edge of the line.
Very close play, but the Colonials are going to be a little lucky on that one regardless of the call. As Reichenfield keeps that one alive. Another good volley and into the net. Reichenfield gets the point for the Colonials.
I tell you what, in these back and forth little one-on-one volleys, he has not been afraid to just stand there and fire back. And that's what's gotten this game to be as close as it is, as that one goes out the back line, and I believe we have a tie game.
I believe so. There's a Gatorade bottle blocking where I would see the Colonials points, so I cannot confirm or deny the score for the Colonials.
Yeah, from my point of view, it does look like it is 4-4, and that was not the best effort there from RMU, as it'll go to Reichenfield serve.
Played in. Still in. They're going
Off
to call
the
that
back
out.
line, which means
5-4.
RMU has taken their first lead of this game after a very, very tough opening first game, and that one, Bramwell just sent it up and away. It's going to be WVU serve here, trailing for the first time in game 2.
Nothing he could have done there. That was a heavy back play there by West Virginia. Couldn't keep that one alive was Joe Brambaugh. But he keeps that one alive, and so does Reichenfield back and forth as Brambaugh misplays that into the net. Very good volley from both sides.
Yeah, well, nice little rapid-fire back-and-forth action. The thing that did RMU in there was it was close enough where neither side was sure if the other person was going to grab it, and that's what led to the slightly delayed reaction. As I believe it's was it 5-6 now?
Yep, 5-6 in favor of the Mountaineers. As Shaw plays this one in. Reichenfield still keeps it in. Soft little play there. Tries to go toward the middle, spikes in front and gets him to miss.
Nice. Very, very nice play. You know, we see a couple of guys on this RMU team really utilize that spike. Reichenfield's not always one of them, but he made good use of it there.
Reichenfield looks very much improved, and he was already really good the last time we saw him. He's going to get that in.
Wow, that really dropped at the last second. Both of the Shaw brothers thought that was just going to keep going, and I'll be honest, I was in the same boat as them. It looked like that ball had a lot of heat under it, and it just died right in front of the back line.
Beautiful ball placement there from the Colonials. Reichenfield with another heavy shot. He's bringing a lot of power this game. Still alive in this volley. Brandbaugh plays it up, going for the spike. Brandbaugh keeps it in. Played in, and Reichenfield lets that one go past. Now that'll be the Colonials' ball. They're going to call that one out, I believe.
Yeah, I believe so, and I do think that ties it up, as it was Reichenfield who had served that one across. Again, very unfortunate water bottle placement on that table for us to make sure we're in step with the scoring table downstairs.
Reichenfield back and forth heavy shots, and he just couldn't get a hold of that one. That rolls under the net. It'll be Bambrough's serve.
To think of where this team was at even just a few months ago when we saw them last time on stream versus now. I know it's still very early, but it does feel like a night and day difference. You can tell how much work they put in. These guys practice like 3 times a week, and it's just they do it because they love it.
Even like they said in the interviews of last time with Trey never playing before, and really it was just Joe and Schweitzer were like the only two and the co-captains of this team that put this all together. I mean, that's incredible work from both of them to just get all this assembled. Hey, we had Penn State here before. Now we have West Virginia. That's 2 of the biggest schools around here coming to play us in pickleball.
Yeah, not to mention a couple weeks ago they traveled to play Ohio State in Miami, Ohio, over at Ohio State's facility. We have a timeout here for Game 2 of Shaw and Shaw versus Brambaugh and Reichenfield. So we'll be tuning in to what I'm assuming is probably Game 2 of Zhang and Job versus the other 2 Mountaineers, whose names escape me because I do not have the roster in front of me.
Ludwinski and Arbit for the Mountaineers on the other side.
Very high speed back and forth. Job almost got it back up over the net there. But that will be a point for the Mountaineers as far as this game that we are bringing you in the interim.
It seems like that's the way Andy Zhang likes to play because he's the one trying to start all that speed matchups on the other side. Back and forth, Zhang plays it in. Played over to Job, throws it through the middle off the net. It'll be Colonial's ball to serve off a nice play from Job.
Can confirm it is 6-7. 7-6, sorry. Shaw's lead over Brambaugh and Reichenfield. Our unfriendly Gatorade bottle has moved, so now we can both clearly see the scoring table once again for Court 1.
It is Joe Brambaugh that is the person that placed that water bottle there, as I saw him place it back in front of there. So.
Oh, Joe, how could you do this to me?
Only bad things from Joe up here in the booth right now.
No, he's playing a heck of a game right now as Shaw rifles that into the net, and it's going to switch over to the other serve here for WVU.
Played to Bambrough. Has the hat forward now, changing it up again. Reichenfield throws that one off the net, and that's going to make it 8-6 Mountaineers. Shaw's going to come from the left side, throw it to Reichenfield. Played in. Reichenfield throws it off the net, and that'll make it 9-6 West Virginia, inching closer to that 11-point win margin, win by 2.
Yeah, I don't know what happened after that timeout. Looks like the Shaw brothers regrouped a bit better than the Colonials did there because they've come out on a bit of a run here since the timeout. There's a wild back and forth there between one of the Shaws and Reichenfield, and I think they're calling that an out of play.
It'll be an out of play.
Wow, that was, I think, at least 5 hits for the both of them.
Trey Reichenfield trying to earn himself that 5 rating.
And I think that's going to end it as that ball goes off the side of Bambrough's paddle. 11-5 Game 1, 11-6 Game 2. And a game that, while it was a 5-point deficit, it was very close until about the final, minute and a half play?
It definitely Bambrough and Reichenfield. I mean, we the first start of that second match between those two, you say 4 or 5 minutes of not even a point by either team. Just
Absolutely.
back and forth action. We saw Reichenfield in one of the shots go at it a few times back and forth with volleys. I mean, the score says 11-6, but honestly, it could have been 11-8, 11-9. There's nothing to hang your hat on if you're Trey Reichenfield or Joe Brambaugh.
Nothing not to hang your hat
Yeah.
on. Nothing. I was like,
Nothing
there's plenty
not
to
to
hang your
hang
hat
your
on. They had played pretty well. So that's going to conclude the first game that we have here on Court 1. Caden, who do we have coming up next here? Is it another doubles match on Court 1?
Well, we're not exactly sure because we don't have the courts listed on our sheet.
Give me 1 second. I think I've got another one lying around here. They took it downstairs so they can confirm it themselves.
There is one more doubles match listed, though, between Ludwinski and Arbit against Riley Boyer and Eric Schwartzmiller. So I'm assuming that's what we'll be bringing you on court number 1, as we'll get confirmation from that momentarily. On the second court, it looked like Zhang and Yob didn't finish their matchup, so it looked like a 2-game series between those. Not sure who came in on the end on that one. As we'll wait here to see who takes for court number 1.
This one's not, or this one's
It'll be Boyer and Schwartzmiller against Ludwinski and Arbit, confirmed now. So the Colonials' second and last doubles pairing will take the court. Here as they begin to warm up, Ludwinski and Arbit take a moment to regroup after their series against Zhang and Yob.
Do we want to go to a quick break?
We'll take a quick break here as they warm up. We'll be back in about a few minutes to bring you the second doubles matchup between the Colonials and the Mountaineers. Welcome back for our second doubles matchup here on court number 1 between Aaron Ludwinski and Scott Arbit, who are both ranked 3.5. As for the Colonials, Riley Boyer and Eric Schwartzmiller are going to be taking the court as 3.5s as well. Self-evaluations for both sides. To the right of us, we will have Andy Zhang again against 5-star Trenton Shaw on court number 2. So we'll bring you action in between if we have time during the game on court number 1. As RMU is going to start things off here with the serve on their end. Played back. Colonials just missed that one. And West Virginia is going to make the Colonials change sides on the serve here. Or it'll be now West Virginia ball. Looks like they're playing for the serve.
Yeah, I think that's just how they are kicking off here. Just as a quick update for everybody, the doubles match that was happening on Court 2 that we were occasionally bringing you, that was Ryan Yob and Andy Zhang against Ludwinski and Arbit. That was in 2-0 victory for the Colonials, 11-7, 11-5. So the overall series today is tied 1-1 as WVU gets their first points of this doubles matchup. Caden, what are we expecting to see here from Boyer and Schwartzmiller, do you think?
And so far, it looks like I think they're going to be holding their end. It's also their first game, so I expect a little bit of a slow start compared to Ludwinski and Arbit, who did have Zhang and Yob before on court number 2, so I think they're probably a little bit more in groove. So I expect a close game, but I think West Virginia's going to come out early here with probably a decent-sized lead until the Colonials get settled into their own game.
Yeah, that was a nice little play. I think it was from Boyer who dropped it onto the back line there. Although they're not going to be able to return that one, which I do believe makes it 2-0. Correct me if
It'll be
I'm wrong.
2-0, yep. West Virginia's going to keep the serve here. Played in back by the Colonials. Good back and forth play here. Ball just a little bit too low there. It'll make it 3-0 Mountaineers. West Virginia a little bit of a roll. Colonials will look to regain their feet, as that one was out, but played by the Colonials anyway.
You really do hate to see that. But, you know, sometimes that is the break. Unless they called it before that point. Nope, they did play it.
Makes it 4-0 West Virginia. Colonials keeping it alive still. A little small back and forth play, volleying through right through the middle, and West Virginia's going to make it 5-0.
Yeah, nice little run here for Lewinsky and Arbit. If you're hanging out with us in the chat right now, I hope you're having a good day. Let us know how you're feeling. You know, what's the vibe today on this nice Saturday afternoon? We're glad you tuned in to join us here for some club pickleball action. Let us know what's going on.
Yeah, the only thing I can complain about is on my walk here. It was very heavy snow, and it felt like hail. It was very fun to walk from My place to the rec center.
Yeah, it's
It's not the best.
oh wow, that bounced right off the net, but Boyer's able to get back over it.
Still alive,
and
just
that one's
out.
out. Yeah, it's been an uncharacteristically snowy day here for mid-March, or late March, I'd argue. The Pittsburgh area, obviously, no stranger to the snow, but
No.
when it's late March, you usually don't anticipate it as much. As that one also is going to go wide. RMU, you could tell that this is this pairing's first game of the day because they are really having trouble finding the edges and the corners.
They're gonna call that Robert Morrison's gonna get the ball now.
Oh, okay.
I
I
thought
guess
that was out.
Yeah, me too. I guess that invalidates my entire point there.
Robert Morris looking for momentum. Good play to keep it in off the net, and the Colonials are gonna get their first point.
A very much needed one too, as this game was basically all said and done after that opening rally there from WVU. But now the Colonials with a chance to maybe cut into this deficit a little bit.
Heavy serve by Schwartzmiller, and that's going to make it 7-2. The Colonials making a little bit of a comeback here.
Yeah, we'll have to see how long they can ride this momentum out. It seems like both teams so far are pretty good on the offensive side, but are struggling to return the ball.
That one's over the head of Boyer, and that's going to make it 7-3.
Pickleball, I've once heard described as a game of streaks, and those can change between hot and cold streaks at any moment. It looks like both teams offensively are going through a bit of a heater at the moment.
Played in by Schwartzmiller through the middle. Kept alive, tried to go for the corner, and just couldn't hit it there. It'll be Boyer's serve now, 7-3, West Virginia in favor. They went on a 7-0 streak. The Colonials on a 3-0 streak.
You can see club basketball's Keith Franklin running around back behind the court there.
Always good to have the club team supporting one another.
Oh, yeah.
It's back and forth off the net, 7-4 now.
I'd say don't call it a comeback, but that's exactly what it's been so far after trailing by as much as 7 in this game. They've made it only a 3-point deficit with a chance to make it even less on this rally.
As Boyer just couldn't hit, and that's going to go outside, and West Virginia's going to get the ball right back.
Do you believe in the commentator's jinx? Because after that moment, I certainly do.
I definitely do, from calling all sports, especially, I think, pickleball, because of the game of momentum. It's definitely happened to us a few times in hockey, too.
Yeah, it definitely has, as the Mountaineers will get a point there. 3 points from winning game 1 of this best-of-3.
West Virginia plays it in, 8-4 now. Played in by Boyer. Slow back and forth through the kitchen area. Schwartzmiller keeps it in. Up it goes. Boyer keeps it alive. As Boyer just couldn't handle that one. Double hit.
Yeah, it almost looked like he wanted to let it past him at first, but then he realized it wasn't going to have enough power to go past the baseline. Then he tried reacting to it late, and it just wasn't in time.
9-4. Slowly approaching that 11-point win margin for the Mountaineers. As played off of the paddle there. As West Virginia's going to have to change serves here. And Robert Morris looking to get the ball right back.
With the score being 9-4, you have to imagine, not out of the realm of possibility that RMU makes a comeback. They did score 4 points in a row, but they're going to need quite the rally, and it has to start with getting the serve back, and that's not how you do it, as that ball floats past the baseline.
Just a little bit too much on that one. It is a set-win match here for the Mountaineers. That one hits off the net, but still in play, and that one's going to sail over and out of play. Mountaineers are going to win game 1 of this one, 11-4. So we'll head over to court number 2 for a very intense matchup between number 4-ranked Andy Zhang of RMU and Trenton Shaw, 5-ranked from West Virginia. As we wait for court number 1 to get reset here. Very good action here on court number 2. Zhang just throws that one into the net a little bit too little on that one. Played in by Shaw. Zhang with a good little shot there, puts some on it, and just past Zhang there, as Shaw's going to get a point.
Yeah, it's always fun seeing what's going on here on court 2, especially now that this is the first singles action of the day. We're going to have every other match beyond Boyer, Schwartzmiller, and Lewinsky Arbit will be singles matches here on court 1. It looks like they just wrapped up whatever game they were in here.
Yeah, Shaw, I believe, got the victor on that one.
I can't say that's particularly shocking giving the self-evaluation system. Like we said, it is self-evaluation, but they usually stick pretty closely to how they feel about it. And that was, what, a 5 versus 3.5?
5 versus 4.
Oh, 5 versus 4.
Yeah, Andy up to a 4 ranked, along with Trey Reichenfield, who is also 4 ranked, who I believe will be our next singles match on court 1 between Tristan Shaw.
Sounds like it will be, which should be a very fun matchup. Those two had quite the battle in the doubles match here in the first game that we saw on stream.
As Schwartzmiller and Boyer make their way to the opposing side, as West Virginia is going to get ready and set here for game number 2. Overall series is still tied 1-1. Both West Virginia winning on court 1 and 2 in the last doubles match and the first singles match. So they're looking to gain ahead here in the series. Ludwinski and Arbit get things started for the Mountaineers. Played to Boyer. Still alive. West Virginia playing a lot of heavy defense right now. Still alive. Capped in. West Virginia keeps it alive still, and that one's going to go out of play. Robert Morris tried to keep that volley going, but West Virginia riding the momentum wave right now makes it 1-0.
I love the idea there from the Colonials. They had an opportunity. They had double stacked the Mountaineers defenders on the right side of the court. Tried sending it back left and just, I believe, missed the corner. Either that or it's just the second serve here, but I don't think that ball stayed in play.
Capped in, and that one goes out of play. 2-0 Mountaineers. Seems like the offensive wave to start things off for the Mountaineers has really helped them in both game 1 and 2 so far.
Yeah, we'll have to see if they can maintain it. They carried this all the way out to a 7-0 lead in game 1. We'll see if that's more of the same here, and well, maybe not, as that ball goes right into the net. And I believe it is now RMU serve.
See what the Colonials can get started here. Only 2 points let up, and that one goes out of play. As that one will head to the other side for the Colonials for Schwartzmiller.
Looking to get this one in here, and he does. Just catches the back line.
Out of play. 2-1, just out of the reach there, as the Colonials are going to keep it going. Schwartzmiller keeps it alive to Boyer. Back and forth they go. Off the net, and this one's tied at 2.
It's like a smaller version of what we saw in game 1. But instead of it being 7 points one way, 4 points another, right now it's 2-2.
As that one's going to sail out, and that'll be West Virginia ball.
That is how both of these teams have ended their second serve of this most recent back and forth, was the second server just launching it past the baseline.
2-2. Mountaineers keep it in. Back and forth action. Good play by Schwartzmiller, and gets them to miss off the net.
Nice little redirection there. He was looking at the guy ahead of him and then just launched that ball far to the right.
As that one's going to sail off the line, but West Virginia's going to keep playing. Now they're going to put a stoppage there. 3-2 West Virginia.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they called it as they went to go hit it. So, I mean, and that is the right call. That ball was certainly out of play. As is, I think, that one.
Yep, they're going to call that 4-2 West Virginia. Very close to the line. Very good ball placement, just a little bit too much.
Yeah, it's always the difference between good and great in these sort of situations, you know, is how closely can you get it to that line without exceeding it.
So that ball is still in, even though it hit off the net. Still alive off the net it goes, and Robert Morris is going to get the ball back, I believe.
I do believe so. Yeah, Colonials not letting the Mountaineers get away too much in this one. They were down 2-0, made it 2-2, and now they're down 4-2. We'll see if they can retie it up again.
As that one hits off the paddle of Boyer. And it'll still be Colonials' ball. Schwartzmiller serve. 4-2 West Virginia. Schwartzmiller with the serve. Played into the Mountaineers. As that one was in just barely. Boyer let it go.
Wow.
West Virginia's going to get the ball back.
Very, very clean hit there. You could tell, like, both Colonials were like, oh, no, that's definitely going to go past it. And then it just dropped at the last second and found its way in.
Beautiful serve there, and Boyer couldn't play it. Make it 5-2 West Virginia.
We'll have to see how the singles action go. Through the doubles action, I think Court 1 has not been the one to watch if you've been a Colonials fan so far.
At court 2, Zhang looks like he's holding his own there. But of course, he's going against a 5-ranked Shaw, who's making him work for those points. Played in for the Colonials.
Yeah, I'd like to say as much as doubles is strategy, singles is cardio.
Yeah.
As I think that's going to be a point for RMU there, as WVU cannot return the serve.
It'll be RMU serve now. Still 5-2 West Virginia. Boyer plays it in. Off the net, and they'll make it 5-3. See if the Colonials can ride that offensive wave like West Virginia did to them earlier. Boyer keeps it in. Still going. Played highly up. Spike down. Boyer plays in another spike. Schwartzmiller keeps it up. Off the net, and the Colonials will get another point. Make it a 1-point differential, 5-4.
WVU, literally, they looked up to the sky afterwards. They couldn't believe they let that opportunity to get away from them after multiple spike attempts, and they somehow ended up conceding a point.
Schwartzmiller and Boyer finding the wave, and that one's going to go out, and this is a tie game of 5.
That's one of the things I love about pickleball. Just when you think things are starting to get out of hand, you know, you find like a 1-minute stretch of play where you're locked in. All of a sudden, we have a tie game once again.
As that one's off the net, and the Colonials take their first lead, 6-5 in favor. Boyer's on the serve. Up it goes to Schwartzmiller. Still in, back and forth. Back and forth play, and the Colonials now make it 7-5.
They're really going on a bit of a run here. This one started when it was 5-2 WVU. Now it's 7-5 RMU.
Schwartzmiller and Boyer playing it back and forth. Up high goes for the spike. Played by West Virginia. Off the net. 8-5 RMU.
And as we mentioned earlier, these teams did both evaluate their skills as a team as a 3.5 out of 5, which makes it's not surprising that we're seeing after WVU really ran away with Game 1, RMU went on this massive run here to take a late lead here in Game 2.
I believe they're going to change servers here, as that one did not get the line, and they will. Schwartzmiller on the serve, trying to keep the wave going. Played in by Boyer. Outside it goes, 9-5. Robert Morris.
Just like that, they're knocking on a door of a Game 2 win and to force a decisive Game 3. I never would have guessed that that's how this rally would have started when RMU was trailing 5-2.
Schwartzmiller plays that. He thought he was playing baseball for a second and put that one into right field at PNC Park, and that's West Virginia's ball.
Yeah, it's a home run in my book, but it's going to be WVU's serve here with an opportunity to run back the table against the 7 straight points that RMU scored.
Still going. Boyer plays it in. Schwartzmiller up. Back and forth they go. Schwartzmiller still keeping it alive off the net. Still going, and that one's going to go off the net on the Colonial side. 9-6. Back and forth volley, but West Virginia gets the point. As it looks like Zhang and Shaw just wrapped up. And Zhang shaking his head. It looks like Shaw swept over on court number 2.
Yeah, I think that was one of the only other results that this afternoon that we were probably expecting to be the case, just because it was a pretty big discrepancy in the ratings between the two players.
Schwartzmiller keeping it up. Boyer plays it up and into the netting, and the Colonials are going to get the ball back, knocking on the door of victory on game number 2.
Looks like it's going to be Schwartzmiller starting with the serve here.
Here we go. Schwartzmiller plays it in. Mishandled that. Are they going to...
Is that counting as or are they just saying it was Boyer's serve?
Yeah, they might be saying it was Boyer's serve. Barely kept in by Boyer as he tried to spike that one and it went into the zone net. Now it's going to be West Virginia ball.
I'm not entirely sure what happened there, but I believe the score is still 9-6 in favor of the Colonials here.
Once again, Joe Brambaugh blocking our view of the scoreboard. As West Virginia's going to get a point there to presumably make it 9-7.
We all love for co-captain Joe Brambaugh. We're just giving him a bit of a hard time because we have very limited vantage point from where we're standing.
9-7 officially. Still the Gatorade bottle's in the way thanks to Joe Brambaugh. But we do what we got to do here. As West Virginia gets Robert Morris to miss and make it 9-8.
Oh boy, now it really can go either way here. This is coming down to a bit of the wire.
Schwartzmiller plays it in. Off the net, West Virginia has one more serve to go. Still 9-8. The song in the background saying is "This is how legends are made," and I think that's the perfect song for what's happening on court number 1.
Yeah, these 4 guys are putting on quite the show right now, and RMU is looking for their first overall match day victory here today against the Mountaineers. To be fair, though, this is only the third, I guess 4th if you count their series against against Ohio State and Miami, but only the 4th match they've really had as a program. But they're still looking for that first overall match win. And I think they have a good opportunity to do so here today, as WVU only has 4 players out here today. I believe RMU's rolling with 6. So they'll be a little better rested when it's all said and done.
Schwartzmiller going for the game point here, 10-8. Robert Morris, ball's kept in. Played to Boyer, back and forth. Boyer puts it up, going for the spike, kept alive. Can't handle that one. One more chance here for the Colonials. Here we go. Schwartzmiller plays it up. Boyer keeps it in. Boyer throws it down. Boyer goes for the spike. Back and forth it goes. Was that in? Yes, it was. The Colonials tie this baby up at 1.
Which means we are going to Game 3, which honestly only favors RMU, if not even in this game, just in the long haul of it, as they have a few more fresh legs to work with than the Mountaineers will this afternoon. But yeah, an 11-8 victory in Game 2, sparked by that massive 7-point run in the mid-game there when RMU was trailing by 3. They jumped up ahead by 4 to make it 9-5, and then they didn't look back.
7-0 seems to be the story on court number 1. As West Virginia rode a 7-0 momentum wave in Game 1, and Robert Morris said, all right, we'll do the same thing right back to you. 7-0 in Game 2.
So we're trying to confirm the results here from Court 2 of Trenton and Andy Zhang. I do believe Trenton Shaw was victorious, but I am waiting to hear from our good friend Joe Brambaugh down on the floor what the official result was there.
Trey Reichenfield and Tristan Shaw are getting set here on court number 2.
It's a shame. We were looking forward to potentially seeing that one here on court number 1. That would have been a fun one to call. Can confirm that Trenton Shaw won rather handily in his singles game over Andy Zhang. 2-0, 11-1, 11-1. So very one-sided there, but that's why it's a full match team.
Yep.
You know, you might have a good individual day, but it's always a team effort.
Looks like Trey and Tristan are really going at it here. I'm not sure if this is a warm-up or an actual play, but back and forth they go. Trey keeps it in. Played to Tristan Shaw. Off the net. Still going to believe Trey's point there.
They might just be warming up.
I think they might be just warming up, but I think it was still fun to call, though.
Yeah, it was. Because they, I figured he would have just picked it up. It looks like they're about to actually get going now, though.
Just off the warm-ups, though, it looks like they are really going at it between the two.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you can tell the intensity picked up a little bit there, but wrong side of the net there for Mr. Trey Reichenfield. So we're getting ready for Game 3 of our final doubles match of the day between Lewinsky and Arbit for WVU and Boyer and Schwartzmiller for RMU. Here, I will make sure I update that on our graphics here. Forgot to do that one.
As West Virginia is going to get the serve there in favor of them. Here we go. Schwartzmiller plays in and off the net, 1-0 West Virginia to get things started.
Yeah, and folks, just as a heads up, we are a bit short-staffed here in the old broadcasting department today. It is just Caden and I running this, so we are keeping on top of it the best we can, and it helps that we don't have to do a ton of camera work here today. But if anything seems a little off with the graphics, or if we seem slightly distracted, that's mainly because we're doing our best up here, as the kids say.
Only 2 of us, so.
Yeah, Schwartzmiller kind of hit a floater. I don't think Lewinsky and Arbit were ready for it. Oh,
beautiful play there from Boyer. Really fed the needle there to get RMU the ball back.
also, Riley Boyer, impeccable flow.
He does.
I do say so myself.
Absolutely beautiful flow. Definitely could consider playing hockey with that head of hair he got.
Oh, yeah.
Kept in. Schwartzmiller puts it back in. Pass Boyer.
Oh, and he kept that in. What a nice shot there. Just ran it along the sideline, but at no point did it slide out. Probably stayed in by about 4 or 5 inches.
Boyer puts it up. 1-1 the score. This Boyer just couldn't. They're going to get the point for that, I believe.
Yeah, it's
Maybe.
marking as 1-1.
Yep. 2-1 Robert Morris, I believe.
Oh, yeah. Scorer's table just
3-1 Robert Morris.
Man, I'm falling behind back here. As soon as I hit 1, you said 2. As soon as I went to go change it to 2, it said 3.
Robert Morris on a little bit of a hot streak.
Yeah, no kidding. That's bit of a little action's a bit hot and heavy here as that ball flies off the bottom of the screen there for those of you watching. Is that through the baseline? I think it was probably past the baseline.
Yeah.
Or they're discussing it. I think they're trying to figure out who scored.
We'll wait for scores confirmation here.
They also trying to figure out if it was WVU who got the point, whether or not it's still RMU serve or flipping over the WVU.
Yeah.
Looks like it is going to be a WVU serve here.
So it'll be 3-1 official now. Schwartzmiller keeps it in. Small little play, tries to go for the corner, kept alive, played back by Boyer, spikes it down, just couldn't get over the net, makes it 3-2 3-2 Robert Morris.
I do believe this is still just a first to 11 win by 2. I don't think the rules change for a decisive game 3 like they do in volleyball where it's 25-25-15. As that ball, that was definitely in, I think,
Yep.
right?
I think so.
It looked like it from my vantage point. I don't know, the complete lack of reaction from all players on the court threw me off for a second. That is...
So it's 3-3.
Yeah, okay, they did say that one out. My eyes did, in fact, deceive me.
As Boyer makes West Virginia miss. And it'll go to the other side for the Mountaineers.
It is a tie game 3-3, though, so...
Played in by Boyer off the net, makes it 4-3 West Virginia.
Their first lead of this final game 3 in this best-of-3 series of these two doubles teams.
Schwartzmiller's soft little play just couldn't place it on the line. We'll make it 5-3 as we're ahead of the scorekeeper who still has it at 3-3.
Yeah, they're a little busy down there, but, you know, we're staying on top of it. Don't you worry.
Played in by Boyer back and forth, and that one's going to sail over the head of Schwartzmiller. Or maybe not.
Well, I mean, it did go over his head, but I do think it stayed in play.
Let's see where... No, Schwartzmiller's going to hold on to this ball.
Okay, never mind. They're saying it's 3-5, so I guess that one went past the baseline. I'm having a really tough time, I guess, seeing the court lines from this angle because I'm not seeing it with my own eyes. I'm trying to see it through what the camera is seeing. So I guess that's a sign we got to get stronger baselines for these guys next time they're out here.
So it is 5-3 West Virginia. Played up. Boyer plays and then spiked down by West Virginia. Schwartzmiller keeps it up. Boyer. Another spike and nothing Robert Morris could do there.
Did they say that one stayed in? I think
it was in.
I only ask because I apparently don't know anything about what's in and what's not anymore.
It is a West Virginia ball. It was in. As West Virginia regains the serve here.
Still 5-3 WVU.
I want to see some more excitement from the Colonials when they get a point, too. That would help a lot, too. I want to see some celebrations, like we see in hockey.
True. I guess when the points come as quickly as that would, although I do believe that was WVU's ball, so no point there. But I know they're probably still focused on knowing that they have work to do. They don't want to get ahead of themselves because you're not playing to 4 or 5, you're playing to 11. So still a bit of a mountain for both teams to climb at the moment.
Played into Boyer. Up it goes, kept alive. Off the net, Robert Morris is going to get the ball back.
Critical time for it, too. We saw these guys right in around a similar position last game go on a run from 5-2 down to go 9-5 up. They're only trailing 5-3 here. This could be a prime time for them to kick it into gear.
Spike down right in front of Schwartzmiller. One more serve to go on the Colonial side. West Virginia keeping themselves in the lead. It'll be Boyer's serve. He's in the hot hand when it comes to serving. Part of that victorious 7-0 run in game number 2. Schwartzmiller keeps it up. Played. Boyer hits it off his paddle and out of play. West Virginia's going to get the ball back.
Still 5-3, am I correct? Yep.
And still 5-3. Back to that time like it was in game 2 where just no one could score.
Yeah, that's how Bramble and
Reichenfield
opened game 2. Yeah,
Yep.
It was just no one was scoring.
Boyer plays it up. Kept alive. Over off of the shoulder of Schwartzmiller. And West Virginia's going to make it 6-3. He tried to let it go past, but his body got in the way. Just sailed right off of him.
Sometimes mind and body don't agree on what you want to do. I'll have that just walking down the street. My brain will go, oh, I shouldn't trip on this, and then I trip on it. So it looks like they might be taking a timeout here. Or they're just switching sides?
Yeah, they're switching sides.
Interesting. I wonder if there's a rule for game 3. Like, so you have to play even amounts on both sides
Maybe.
or something.
It's a beautiful play there from Boyer. Makes West Virginia miss.
I'll say this is the way that RMU found more advantageous. Actually, both of these teams won each of their games on the downside of the screen going upwards. So I wonder if that's the secret formula here. And I gotta stop trusting the scoring table immediately because I saw 7-3, made it 7-3, and it's actually 6-3.
Playing a little too soon, score people. As now it's 7-3, I believe.
I don't know. Boyer looked like he thought he might have got that
No,
in.
he did. What a beautiful shot by Boyer.
I think he caught him on the shoe.
Wow, what a beautiful ball placement from Boyer to get the ball back. From my angle, it looked like it just sailed right through, but West Virginia playing fairly and honestly. As run up by Schwartzmiller and just couldn't keep it in. As Boyer will get the serve here. Still 6-3. Over to the right of us, Reichenfield and Shaw really going at it. So I think Shaw did take game number 1 of the series over there. It's a great play by Schwartzmiller to play that right in to make it 6-4.
Very, very nice indeed. I must say, Caden, I am a little sad. I just found out we could have had some extra help today if I wasn't so busy where I hadn't been on my phone in the past 2 hours.
Oh, boy.
Guy was on campus who was willing to help us out, and then I didn't see as much for like an hour and a half, and when I finally did, he said, sorry, I left campus already. That's going to make it, I believe, 5-6 now.
Yep, 5-6. Looking to tie things up. It's Boyer again with the serve.
Exciting stuff.
Boyer plays it in. Goes to get it again. Off the net, ties this one up at 6.
Man, these two teams, you knew they were probably going to be pretty even coming in, but 5 points till pay dirt for both of them here in game 3.
Oh, make it 7-6. Couldn't take the serve was the Mountaineers. Colonials making their comeback yet again. Played in. Boyer calls it back and forth. Boyer again. Off the net. 8-6 for RMU.
You can just start to feel that tidal wave of momentum rising up a little bit. They've gotten a couple in a row here. We'll have to see if they can carry it all the way to the end of this one, or if WVU is going to cut it off in its tracks.
Played it up, kept in, and RMU's now going to make it 9-6. I'm not sure if that ball was actually in or not off the line, but West Virginia played it.
Well, they both had enough time to watch it hit the ground, and only then did they actually react to it. So I'm going to assume that it must have came in because they had plenty of time to watch that ball go down.
Back and forth. Off the net puts RMU at a game point here.
Not only game,
10-6.
match point.
Point.
Chance to tie the overall series 2-2 here, and actually end up a 2-1 on the day in doubles matches.
Up it goes. Was it in? It was, and that one's going to sail out. RMU wins the doubles match of Boyer and Schwartzmiller against Ludwinski and Arbit. RMU finishing 2-1 in doubles matches today.
Yep, and that'll make the series overall 2-2 at the moment. Still plenty of action to go. We'll have another 2 or 3 games that we fully cover on the stream here, as we're now bringing you a little bit of coverage of, who is this, Tristan Shaw and Trey Reichenfield?
Yep. Tristan Shaw and Trey Reichenfield. Tristan Shaw, 5 rank. Trey Reichenfield, an individual 4 rank.
This is one of the other major singles matchups that favor WVU. The rest of them should be very even singles matches, I'd argue, as far as the self-evaluation is concerned.
And Shaw just missed that one. Back and forth, Reichenfield puts him to the corner and just couldn't handle the ball with Shaw.
Yeah. So we're going to take a quick step away here for some water and a little bit of fresh air, and we will be right back with you in a moment.
Back in live action on court number 1, we'll have Joe Brambaugh, the 3-ranked co-captain for the Colonials, going against Aaron Ludwinski of West Virginia, also a self-ranked 3. As we're not sure if this is the warm-ups or the actual start of the game.
It's either going to be the volley for the
Yeah.
serve or just warming up. They are seeming just kind of get loose, though, trying to get prepared.
But then also on court number 2, the matchup between Tristan Shaw and Trey Reichenfield finished up while we were on break. Tristan Shaw won both games 11-1 over Trey Reichenfield, which put West Virginia with another win in the overall series.
Yeah, the Shaw brothers for the Mountaineers, both in doubles and singles play, self-evaluation 5, and they proved it here today. Neither of them dropped a game, and they looked real good doing it. Where the Colonials are going to have an opportunity here are some of these later matches, as every singles match we've got left, I believe, is a 3 versus 3 in self-evaluations.
Over to the right of us, Arbit and Boyer got started. We also have Arbit versus Yob, and then Ludwinski and Schwartzmiller as the other 2 3-ranked matchups. As the matchup on court number 1 got started, and Bambra gets the point on that one.
So we'll see. I think it's his serve here.
Yep.
So 0-0, but now Bambra with the serve.
Here we go. Bambra plays it in. Heavy serve back. Bambra plays it on his backhand. Plays it up. Going for the spike there. Capitalized by Bambra. Still up.
Oh,
that's beautiful.
Nice. Little redirection action there from the co-captain for RMU. That'll be the first points of this game here.
Here we go, Bambra 1-0. I'm not mistaken, it's still best to 11?
Yes. Same deal. Best 2 out of 3, first to 11 win by 2. Just this time, you only have the 1 serve instead of 2 because there's only 1 player instead of 2. That's the only major difference here. I also don't know. Okay, there we go. My mic was like barely picking me up there for a second. I wasn't entirely sure what was happening. But it seems a little bit better now.
The scoreboard showing 2-0. I'm not entirely sure. We're rolling with 2-0, it looks like.
All right, then I will make that change.
Ludwinski wasn't sure. All cleared up between him and Bambra. Ludwinski plays it. Bambra tried to go for the line, just couldn't get it. He'll make it 2-1 in favor of Bambra.
You could tell you knew exactly what Joe wanted to do with that one and just sent it a little wide.
Ludwinski with the serve. Bambra plays it in. Back and forth to the line. Bambra backs up on his backhand. Up it goes. Schwartzmiller for the spike. Ludwinski for the spike. Hits off the net, and Bambra's going to get the ball back. And looks like there is a Reichenfield Zhang versus the Shaw brothers on court number 3.
Maybe they're both. I think that's actually all the regularly scheduled content for those 4. So maybe they're just playing while everyone else is in their official matches here.
I guess so.
That's not an official match that we have on our listing here.
I guess maybe it's just for fun between all of them.
I mean, if you guys still had that many games left and you were already done, I would play some extra.
Yeah, the Shaws are done, Reichenfield's done, Zhang's done. They're just like, all right, let's just do a pickup game. So 2-1. Bambra serve. And here we go. Bambra plays it up. Played by Lewinsky. On the backhand, going for the spikes. Bambra. Lewinsky plays it off the net. And that makes it 3-1 Bambra.
I tell you what, I don't know how much the people around watching this can hear it, but I think there might be a lot of audio pickup of the music happening down on the floor here, because there's a lot of feed coming through on the meter here. In the meantime, Brian Brawl's up 4-1.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just going on miscellaneous tangents here, as I think it's now 5-1 for RMU.
Yeah, make it 5-1, as I think Joe is really vibing to Eminem in the background.
He does strike me as a guy who would really get fired up. I mean, to be fair, this is a great song.
Yeah, it is. Not Afraid by Eminem. Definitely a classic song, as Bambra just missed that one.
You could tell he was mad at himself, too, because the paddle was there. He was in the right spot for it and just went right over top the ball. As
Lewinsky is going to serve here. Plays it into Bambra. Plays it up. Lewinsky plays it back into the kitchen area. Off the net. Still in. Couldn't play it in. Wow, Joe Bambra with the tiniest little tap to put that thing over the net.
You can't do people like that, man. That was just... They thought there was no chance, and then, like, I don't think he got more than, like... If it was, like, a metered percentage, more than, like, 3% power on that ball. Just enough to get it over the net and then drop right behind it again.
6-1. Bambra riding the wave right now.
It is worth noting that I do believe in the fall, Bambra had evaluated himself as a 3.5. So maybe that's part of the reason why he's opened up this lead here, is that he might be a bit better than he's given himself credit for. But I do know in his singles match in the fall, you know, it was not. He had to go up against a very strong player from Penn State, and it was quite the uphill battle for him. So maybe that's part of the reason why things have changed. But in command right now.
It's also worth noting that Joe is the one that is playing the music from his phone, so definitely that might help as well for the his momentum as he plays that one under the net. As the commentator's jinx strikes yet again.
Man, we are getting pretty good at that, I must say. My favorite commentator's jinx was anytime we do basketball with Jordan.
Yep.
Team will go up like 9 points with like 2 minutes left. Like, oh yeah, this game's over. And then the other team goes on like an 8-point run, and all of a sudden it's a 1-point game with like 30 seconds left. And I look at him like, oh, really? This game's over, huh?
Only Jordan.
Yeah. I don't understand how he can keep calling as many games as he does and not realize that he has a stronger jinx than I think the both of us combined.
Well, probably. If he was here on the mic with me, he probably would have made RMU lose every game.
And then we'll stick with that. Oh, and that might be a point for Joe. Yeah.
Yeah, well, 7-1.
First point in a little while here for either side, as they had kept trading serves for a minute there.
Joe looking to take a lead here. Back and forth. Still in. Joe going for the spike. He puts it down. Played there by Lewinsky into the area. Oh, another dirty play there.
Little up and down action there. Hit him with the spike to send him back, and then just tapped it onto the net and over.
Maybe he does need that 3.5 back.
Maybe. He might change it after this one's all said and done. But again, we might be getting a little ahead of ourselves here. It is only game one. It is entirely possible EA doesn't even win this game, let alone the match. So maybe we gotta keep a muzzle on that one till after the end of this is all said and done.
8-1. Lewinsky with the serve here. As I believe the Boyer matchup is either concluded in their second game or is concluded in general. As that one's going to sail off the line. That's going to be, I believe it's going to be Bambra's ball here.
Yeah, I believe so too. I don't think that found the far corner like he was hoping it was going to. Also, I just realized I'm an idiot. I understood why my mic wasn't working right. I was turning yours up and mine down instead of the other way around. So it sounded like you were just like screaming into the void, and I was not saying anything. But now it's far more balanced, so now we're good.
Back and forth. Good volley. Off the net it goes. Makes it 9-1 Bambrough.
Looking to seal a deal here of Game 1 of this best of 3. Very much in the driver's seat right now. And he just served that one right out of play, and he can't even believe it. He watched that ball go out and just said, oh.
Bambrough, very good serve there, just a little bit outside.
Just a hair. Here comes Ludwinski with the serve now.
Played in by Bambrough. Good play there on the backhand, keeps it alive. Couldn't get over as Bambrough and makes it 9-2.
Here we go now. Maybe a little bit of a rally action here for WVU.
Ludwinski with the serve. Bambrough plays on his forehand just outside again. Makes it now 9-3. I'm thinking maybe a timeout could be possible here from Bambrough at some point if this trend continues.
Knowing Joe, if it gets to like say like 9-5, 9-6, maybe that's when he'd call it. If it gets to like a 4 or 5 point run here, I don't think he's too afraid of just 2 points. At least not with the lead that he has.
Very good back and forth action between the two, as Ludwinski couldn't pull that one down.
Yeah, really, really fun volley there. Both of those guys getting left and right all over the court.
9-3.
You see these singles games play a lot more close to the net than some of the doubles ones because you have to cover so much more ground, so you need to take up as much of the court as possible. It's the same theory with when you're goaltending. You know, if someone's on a breakaway, you skate out to meet them, take up as much of the net visually as possible to not give them much of an angle. And I imagine that's probably the same premise here with pickleball.
Yeah, absolutely. The less room you have to look at, the more likely they're just going to throw it right at you. And then you can play it from there, or they'll just send it over your head.
Also a possibility. We've seen both teams do that a number of times this afternoon.
9-3 serve here from Ludwinski.
Bramball was playing that one so deep he wasn't even on camera when the serve went off.
Ludwinski throws it into the net, and Bambrough's going to get the ball right back. Bambrough looking to take a 2-point to win game number 1. And here we go. Good serve from Bambrough, keeps it low. Played up, spiked down, still alive, low play there. Off the net, still alive, Bambrough making him go to the left, and that one's going to go out of play. 10-3 in favor of the Colonials.
You can tell that both of these guys are really trying to stretch the limits of this court. They're going left sideline, right sideline, baseline, in the kitchen. They're using all the square feet they have available to them right now.
Game point. Bambrough plays it softly, kept alive, making him move, and he just can't get there. And that's going to be a win in game number 1 for Joe Bambrough, 11-3.
Very, very decisive game 1 victory there. Both competitors going to take a second, get some water, get a bit of a breather, and then they'll line up again for game 2 of this best of 3.
As on court number 2, we'll bring you a little live action from now between Riley Boyer and Scott Arbit.
Yeah, unfortunately, we can't give you a scoring update on what's going on in this game, but we can only kind of bring you some of the action that's happening over there.
Looks like Arbit serve here to Boyer. Boyer with a good return. Arbit plays it back just outside, and Boyer's going to get the point there. Boyer serves that one off the net. He's looking to play that one back in for West Virginia.
Whenever I play pickleball, I think that's the most deflating thing I could ever have happen to me is when I serve it into the net. I'd rather miss the court than hit it into the net, if you ask me.
Boyer honestly says, yep, that one was out, and gives the ball back. West Virginia's going to get a point there. Over on court 3 as well, we have our little mini matchup here between Reichenfield and Zhang against the Shaw brothers. Give you a little bit of that as well. Watching two of the best.
I was about to say, they seem to be having a good time out there. They know that their matches are done for the day, so they're just hitting around, trying to do some cool stuff, as Andy just rifled that one into the net.
Andy the Zinger Zhang just puts it right into the net.
I was wondering if that was going to make a comeback today or not.
I'm going to give all of them nicknames by the end of this broadcast. Trey, Rocket, Reichenfield, Andy, Zinger, Zhang.
Has everything got to be alliteration?
Yes, yes, it does. I think it sounds cooler that way.
That's fair. So right now we're taking a look at, who is this, Boyer and Arbit?
Yeah, Boyer and Arbit. Blazin' Boyer.
Jesus. That has a different connotation than you might think it might
Yeah.
mean.
Good. Blazing the ball.
Okay.
Yes.
Glad you specified.
Ball Blazing Boyer.
Oh my god. This is why you should not leave the two of us up here by ourselves, folks. This is getting out of hand in a hurry. This is why we need Band Brawl Brack in action here for game 2 of this series. Because otherwise we're just gonna keep having this happen.
If you have a nickname for Bambra, please put it in the chat. Or any of the West Virginia players, if any of them are watching, we'll give them a nickname as well if you guys want to.
Little engagement action. It's up to y'all. If you have something you want to throw out there to the multiverse, want us to try and see if it makes sense as a nickname, go for it.
Or if you just have any questions in general, just throw them down there.
Yeah, really.
If you want to see Phil Baczynski again at some point, let us know. I know you guys all love Phil Baczynski. Definitely the person that got our peak viewership in the roller hockey.
God, was it really?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Went back and looked. We were over 250 views just because of Phil.
Oh, just because of Phil, not because of the game or anything.
Nope, just because of Phil.
Jeez.
Duquesne actually lost against
Yeah.
Penn State Beaver.
So I guess a quick update for those of you at home who've been following some of the Tier 2 roller hockey we've been covering throughout the spring here. They have advanced to the finals of their league, and in a pretty shocking upset, I'd argue, Penn State advanced, well, actually, this is where things got weird. Penn State beat Duquesne, but it sounded like they were giving the final spot to Duquesne anyway, because they were afraid it was going to be like a lopsided affair, because RMU has destroyed Penn State in Tier 2 roller hockey this season, or Penn State Altoona, mind you, in Tier 2 roller hockey this year, which I just don't think is right at all. I mean,
I think it should go to PSB, honestly.
Or was it Penn State Beaver?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I said Altoona. Penn State Beaver, my apologies. Like, they won the game. They should have the final spot. I don't know why this is a point of contention with the league. Like, St. Peter's and the NCAA March Madness tournament.
It's like taking that away from because they say, oh, Kentucky and Duke would be a better matchup than St. Peter's and Duke.
Yeah, like what kind of nonsense is that?
Yeah. What Phil told me also is in the second game, someone from Penn State Beaver they won, I believe, like 9-8 or something.
Mm-hmm.
He had 8 goals. Someone had 8 goals.
Wow. That's pretty nuts.
Yeah, so definitely I think Penn State Beaver should, but I also did hear from Phil that they were likely giving the spot to Duquesne.
Yeah, I don't know about that one, to be honest with you. That seems wrong. But I know they're currently talking about that as a league, so we will have an update for you whenever we hear it. Looks like we're finally about to go for game 2 here of Bambra and Lewinsky. Ludwinski, sorry, not Lewinsky.
Ludwinski and Bambra, game 2. Bambra up 1-0 in the series. Played in Bambra with a good serve back, making them run for it, and that one's out.
And is that going to be a point for Bambra there, or is that for the serve?
Well, looks like they're given a point.
Okay, so that must have been the first contended point of the game 2 here.
No, back to 0-0. Scorekeeper.
I just heard Jay-Z and Linkin Park's Numb and Encore come on. I love this mix.
Very good song. As Bambra goes chasing after a ball that's stuck under the bleachers, and he's like, I'm just going to go get it.
Yeah, I mean, they're probably not in a huge rush here, especially Lewinsky. I mean, him and, was it Scott Arbit?
Yeah.
Was his name?
They had back-to-back doubles, right?
Yeah, they're putting in quite a bit of work today, so I'm sure he's happy to get a bit of a breather as well.
Yeah. That one plays off the net.
I believe that should make it 2-0, but timing and scoring taking its time up there with the update.
Serve here from Bambra. Plays it into Ludwinski. Bambra sends that under the net.
Looked like it was like bowling there for a second, just rolling around on the wood.
Here we go again. It'll be Ludwinski's serve here as Bambra's looking at the score, saying, not completely sure where we're at here.
Well, that makes at least 2 of us.
As Bambrough throws that in the net.
That's definitely
Yeah,
a
1-1.
point for WVU. I can guarantee you that much.
2-1.
Did they finally make it 2-1 up
It
there?
says
Okay.
2-1.
I'm glad I wasn't incorrect then in saying that it was 2-0 for a while there. Otherwise, I would have looked like a fool. All right. 2-1. Lewinsky with an opportunity to tie it right here. And he just misses the baseline altogether.
It'll go back to Bambrough. Here we go. His serve. Right over the net. Just skimmed on top of it. Is that one hit though? Oh, they're going to keep going. On my angle, that looked like that was out. Bambrough got a lucky break.
Yeah, and Lewinsky really running for these shots now. And Bambrough just couldn't play that one cleanly. Looks like it's going to be 2-2 now. But point advantage there for that rally, Ludwinski. Cardio advantage, also Ludwinski, because he was running around like a madman.
Looks like Boyer and Orbit just wrapped up on court 2. We'll see who won that matchup.
Yeah, we'll be getting that update shortly, I'd imagine.
Bambrough keeps it in. Off the net it goes, and Bambrough's going to get the ball back. A ton of club sports action the next month or so.
Oh, absolutely.
We have volleyball next weekend.
Both men's and women's club volleyball coming up next weekend here. Men's club volleyball, I believe, is the 2nd. Is that Saturday?
Yeah, that's Saturday.
The 2nd. They've got a match coming up. I forget who they're playing. But then women's volleyball, women's club volleyball, April 3rd, that Sunday. They're hosting a tournament here, so we're going to probably have a pretty fun day and a pretty long day ahead of us on that one. Because the last time women's club volleyball hosted a tournament here, it was a couple of years ago. It was about a month before COVID shut everything down. And they ended up winning the whole event. There was like 6 or 7 schools at that thing. So they've had their struggles so far this season, but I'm sure they're going to be looking to put on a great showing here in their home event.
Definitely something to look forward to all the volleyball fans and RMU fans in general.
Absolutely. Not to mention for RMU fans, some postseason action coming up here pretty soon for both the Tier 1, Tier 2 roller hockey teams, to both of them, and men's club basketball made regionals for the first time in about 5 years.
The possibility that we could go to the basketball event for regionals at Penn State, Maine for basketball. Also, I have the opportunity and privilege to go to Kalamazoo for the Tier 1 roller hockey tournament, which is very exciting. There will not be broadcast, but stay tuned to our social medias and the website for recaps on that as they look to go get a national championship. And then Tier 2 hockey, possibility of us broadcasting is still up in the air, but they will be either facing Penn State Beaver or Duquesne, as we mentioned earlier. Timing and all that will be announced later.
Yeah, I'll say depending on which way the league goes with it. I feel like there should only be one answer. But
it should be Penn State Beaver.
Yeah.
But
the moment I made this score 2-3, they re-updated it to 3-3. So, but yeah, no, we've got them. We got Tier 2 roller hockey coming up. Tier 1 roller hockey, as you said, you'll be going to Kalamazoo to be covering them with the team. That's going to be very exciting. They got a number of round-robin games before their elimination game. Certainly a tall mountain to climb, as they're going to have to take on some really, really strong opponents coming up here, like perhaps a Lindenwood, who's one of the, I believe has won some national championships in the past. Slippery Rock, who was last year's national champion. Michigan State, Stony Brook, some really, really strong schools that they'll be competing against.
The one question I have to that is, do they have a Roman Kramer, though?
You know, that is always a question that is worth asking, as I believe it is 4-3 now, WVU. The scoreboard keeps changing down there, so I'm having a really tough time matching up what it's saying.
Now it's 5-3.
Is it Bambrough serve?
It is Bambrough serve.
I may have been going the wrong way. I think I've been updating WVUs for those points.
It is backwards. I've just now it says 4-3. Now I'm very confused on who is leading, but
I have it as 5-4. What is happening?
Very confused, but Bambrough with the serve now. We'll see after who gets this point as that one hits off the net. And that's going to make it 5-3 Bambrough.
Okay, so I was reading this backwards. So the player switched side, but the scoreboard didn't switch side. Gotcha. As Bambrough just serves that into the net, and it's going to be Ludwinski's serve now.
Ludwinski is going from the left side here.
And it also looks like, if I'm not mistaken, is it Boyer and Arbit still playing on court 2?
Yeah, looks like they are still going.
It must be. They must be playing a game 3 then. I'm assuming they probably split their series if they're still going. So they only started a few minutes before Bambraw and Ludwinski. Because that was
play.
Yeah, I was about to say beautiful, beautiful hit there from Ludwinski. That make it 5-4.
They'll make it 5-4.
All right, I'm
Very
finally
close
finally up to date on my scores here. It only took like a quarter of this game because I couldn't read the scoreboard properly. I know somewhere if our coworker CJ hears that, he'll just be like, "Man, who taught you to read?"
This is what happens when Nate doesn't come to work.
Yeah, really, Nate, we miss you, buddy. You're much better at the graphics than I am, that's for sure.
Good serve there from Bambraw. 5-4 in favor of him. Played up, and Bambraw just couldn't settle it, and that's going to tie things up.
Another really good far side hit there from Ludwinski. He's had a couple of those in a row this game, and he's been really picking that back corner well. Tie game. I thought it was a tie game, is it not?
Beautiful shot there. Played it slowly. Can he get over? Yes, he can. Making him work is Bambraw, and that's going to hit off the net to make it RMU ball.
I could have... Did Lewinsky on that second corner shot, was he the one serving?
Yes.
Okay, so it is 5-5.
Well, that's a 6-4.
I am
very lost.
I'm sorry, folks. I am trying over here, but it's just not... the wires are not connecting today.
For us, we have it at 6-5, but on the scoreboard it has 6-4.
Jeez.
It looks like they're going to roll a 6-4. This Bambraw plays it up. Trying to go for the corner. He gets it. Oh, that was just a nasty play right there.
Everyone was expecting deep, and he just said, all right, cool, tap.
Beautiful tap play there.
All right, so it's saying 6-4, so that's the score I'm going to run with. But if Ludwinski scores a port here and they make it 6-6, I'm going to be very upset.
Oh, beautiful spike from Bambraw there.
Wow, what a shot.
No chance. He had him going one way with a fake little shot and then just said, yeah, I'm going the other side.
He did the opposite of what Lewinsky did. Lewinsky started big, went small. Bambraw started small, went big.
6-4, still good play there. Bambraw keeps it alive. Over the net, making him run for it and trying to go for the angle. Still alive. Soft little play. Spike down off the paddle. Make it 7-4.
In my confusion, I haven't digressed how much I've really enjoyed this matchup, especially in Game 2 here. Both sides pretty evenly matched here in Game 2.
And very close. As a ball comes sailing in from the other side of the gym as they lost all of the balls somehow.
Yeah, they typically have a couple of baskets to hold a bunch of them in, but I think those are out somewhere. I'm not entirely sure where they're at, so they'll have to collect them in for the next one. I know they were looking for them earlier. I guess they didn't find them.
Bambraw sends it barely over the net and sends it right back in. Is Ludwinski, which should make it 8-4, and it is.
You betcha.
We are now on top of it.
We should, if Bambraw holds on to win Game 2 here, we should see if we can get him up for a little post-game interview action.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely someone we got from the last time that really enjoyed the interview. He told us afterwards. I think he'd be willing to again.
Yeah, I think so too. As that ball looks like it's out of play, right?
9-4?
Yep, okay. Yep. My eyes did not deceive me.
2 more to go for Joe Bambraw, and see if he can come out victorious here and with the clean sweep. Good backhand play, keeps it alive, really controlling the front of that net well, and he picks the back corner to put this at a match point.
I'm not going to... Oh, I said 20, not 10. It's funny, the first, 2 weeks that I knew Joe, I would have paid all the money I owned that his last name was Brambaugh and not Bambraw.
Bambraw.
It flowed off the tongue easier,
yeah,
but
it does.
Then I realized I was incorrect, and now I have not forgotten it, because every time I think about how silly it was that I didn't get it right. That'll do it here. 11-4. Joe Bambraw, almost didn't get him talking about it now, picks up the 2-0 win in this singles match, and I believe that'll make it 3-3 now in the overall series. 6 games down to this best of 9, so effectively This has just turned into a best of 3 for the
Yeah.
final 3 matches. One of which
Including this one.
is this one between Arbit and Boyer that's going the distance. I'm 95% sure this is game 3.
Yes, this does look like game 3. Beautiful spike there from Boyer as he
Oh.
just missed off the top of the paddle there. Very close. It is. Let's see if Boyer can capitalize here for the Colonials. Make maybe Eric Schwartzmiller and Ryan Yobes' job a little bit easier for these singles match to win.
Yeah, we'll have
their
to
first
see.
ever tournament.
Both are very capable of winning it in their own right, but anytime it's not a must-win situation, it gives you a little bit of room to breathe.
Serve here. Good backhand play. Tried to spike and it just ends up in the net there as it'll go back to Riley Boyer.
All right.
Ooh, good backhand play going for the spike, and he just missed outside. Was Arbit. As it looks like a little bit of a break on the left side of the court.
Yeah, they're going to be taking their time. With the way this is panning out, I think we're only going to have one more match here on court 1, and then one more on court 2. So we'll probably bring you whatever game ends on court 2 if it finishes after court 1 here, but it might only just be the 1, which I think we're probably going to get. Oh,
It looks like Schwartzmiller is going to come on our side here.
yeah, I'm about to say we might get our 3rd straight Ludwinski match, only this time against Eric Schwartzmiller.
As Boyer plays that popped up just to the left outside. Not sure the score over there. As they're resetting the clock over on court number 1.
Caden, I've got some exciting news.
What's up?
Joining us momentarily will be co-captain Joe Bramble to talk
Alright.
about that big win that tied up 3-3 in the overall series here. And it looks like we're going to have Eric Schwartzmiller and Aaron Ludwinski on court 1. The final game that we can guarantee we will be streaming today. After that, it's a bit of a toss-up on who's coming when. So let me get that updated here because they're jumping right into it.
Schwartzmiller says, yeah, no break for you. I want to get going.
I tell you what, if I'm Aaron Ludwinski, I am sleeping well tonight,
Yes,
dude.
he is. He still got to drive back to Morgantown after this.
That honestly might be the best part of the trip here. A nice, long, relaxing trip home, perhaps.
A little bit of snow flurries outside makes it a little bit more relaxing. It's not sticking to the ground, so it's just a nice, beautiful little drive.
Yeah, absolutely. Doesn't make the road conditions too bad, or at least I'd hope.
No, I hope not.
Yeah, if any of y'all watching are going out on the roads today in this Pittsburgh area, be careful. Weather's been a little on and off all day today, but yeah, we'll have to see. So, do you want to interview Joe or should I?
You can if you want to.
Okay,
All
cool.
right.
So we'll whenever he gets up here, we'll give him your mic.
All right. Oh, he has arrived, ladies and gentlemen. I'll pass my mic over to him.
So then, if I'm doing that, Caden, I'm going to ask you to keep an eye on the scoreboard here for us. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are now being joined by the one, the only, Joe Bambraw. Joe, how you doing, buddy?
A little tired, not gonna lie, Alex. He gave me a good run out there.
About to say, both of you guys were getting your cardio in out there, a lot of back and forth, especially in that second game.
Yeah, we were joking around in between, like we're burning hundreds of calories right now. We were really moving side to side on those points out there.
Oh, I'd believe it. It's so what was it like out there playing Aaron Ludwinski? Have you ever played him before?
No, this is the first time I ever played him. And I know when I played him, so this was just brand new. So I just played my game out there and just was able to come out.
Was part of the game plan for you trying to get a lot of lateral movement going for him? Because I saw he was definitely doing a lot of laps back and forth, sideline to sideline.
Yeah, getting him moving and trying to keep him away from the net. He has a significant height advantage on me, and every time he got to the net, he was able to get the points on me. So I just figured keep him moving side to side, try to keep him deep, and I can be able to try pulling off that way.
Well, that is the first singles victory of RMU's for the day. Overall series, if I'm not wrong, is now 3-3 as we're going down to the wire here, and Boyer and Arbit and Schwartzmiller and Ludwinski just started here on court 1. I I know you guys traveled recently for the your match against Miami and Ohio State. How was that experience for y'all hitting the road and taking on some of the other big universities around here, but this time in an unfamiliar setting?
It was just a great experience overall. Credit to Ohio State for hosting not just one, but two different teams and having two matches, each team being able to play each other going on at the same time. It was a great experience. It was great to meet some people that we've been texting back and forth and trying to organize things. So it was just an overall great experience. It was fun to play them, get to meet them, and just play pickleball just for hours.
Yeah, I'd imagine you guys have been there for a while if you were playing multiple schools. Is this the last thing you guys have on the calendar for the year as far as matches are concerned?
We may have one more matchup towards the end of April that's still getting worked out. So we're going to wait to see. But if not, if this is the last one, the team came a very long way from when we started in the fall. A lot of these players just picked up the sport in the fall, and it's just incredible them being able to hang in there and play some of these really good players who've been playing for years.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing we had talked about it earlier, both Caden and I noticed, you had a couple of those guys who you could tell the growth from in the fall when we covered you guys playing Penn State and now versus West Virginia. Just like a lot of the mechanics, a lot of the strategy behind it seems a lot more sound now after the practice that y'all have been putting in.
Yeah, just being able to bring some professionals also to help and tweak our game to where we can be able to keep it competitive. These bigger schools have an advantage where they have a bigger pool of people to pull from. So it's great to see that we're able to keep it competitive that way and just be able to put in the work 2 to 3 practices a week.
Yeah, absolutely. So what does a practice look like for pickleball?
So for the first bit of practice, probably about 15, 30 minutes, we will work on an aspect of the game, whether it's thinking, third shot drops, serves, etc. And then we will jump in and start playing little matches and just try switching up our partners to see what works. So far, we think we found a good balance between everyone partners on doubles. And then we would practice a little bit of singles on some practices as well. But we've mainly been emphasizing on doubles and perfecting that style of the game.
I'm about to say, it looked like it paid off today. You guys 2-1 in doubles action today. The combo of you and Trey Reichenfield was a fun one to watch. I know you guys weren't victorious, but that was one of the ones that we got to see here on stream. So that was a fun mix. Have you guys been playing together very long?
No, we actually just switched after the Ohio State matchup. We started playing together. We figure it would be a good match between combination between him and I. He has more of agility, and I have more of a technique, so we will be able to mix together well. We held it together against the Shaw brothers. They are very good. They are very high-level players. They compete in tournaments. And
the matches that we've seen with them on stream so far, man, they you can really tell they've been playing a while.
Yeah. But, it's been a great experience overall for, the club. Big shout-out to Gamma Sports for a lot of the paddles you see in action right now. We got from them. And, of course, the net and the balls, they're all courtesy of Gamma. So they're a big help on supporting the team and helping to get where we're at today.
Yeah, absolutely. You can tell that it's they've definitely helped. At least I'd argue that y'all have grown so much this year. And I'm sure that's in no small part to that. Any final thoughts you wanna share with us, Joe? As this one looks like it's starting to reach its final stage.
Yeah, I mean, I can't wait to see how this how the end result is. I know we're hanging in there. Hopefully, be able to pull it out in the end. But if not, I'm pretty happy on the improvement of the team overall and the play of everyone today.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Joe, for joining us. And I guess now only thing left is to go rejoin the team and rally the troops for the final couple matches here.
Absolutely. Thanks, Alex, for having me up here.
Absolutely. So that was Joe Bramball, co-captain of the club pickleball team. And, it's always a treat having him up here in the booth. Isn't that right, Cade?
Yeah, absolutely. One of the leaders of this team, class act. Definitely the role models for everybody here. We'll try to switch our mics here as we're a little bit tangled up.
There we go. So we've had, 7 matches down now. Looks like Boyer and Co. have wrapped up. Boyer and Arbit have finished up their match. We'll have to wait to see what the final result is from that one, I'm sure we'll hear very shortly, as it looks like Schwartzmiller. So Schwartzmiller Lewinsky has a 3-1 lead.
Yep. I think it's Schwartzmiller from what I've been watching on the score.
Gotcha.
I thought the score was a little bit different, but I'm rolling what off the score clock says, and that's 3-1 Schwartzmiller.
It always is the final verdict.
Yep.
So.
As it looks like some fans over on the right side are playing with Trey Reichenfield. Maybe some new recruits here for RMU Pickleball.
Are they really? Oh, yeah, look at that. Couple of guys trying out, perhaps.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how a lot of these people have gotten into the sport. They just saw it was either a way to stay active or just they enjoy paddle sports or racket sports like a tennis or a squash or something like that. A lot of different reasons people get into pickleball from what I've heard from the people we've talked to, kid.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely a sport that I was introduced to in 9th grade gym class with one of our cameramen, Andrew Keel, that he says that he won single-handedly our tournament, and that is not true. But that's how we were both introduced to it, and that's how we learned the game. And it was definitely a really fun sport to play. And if it wasn't for that class in school, I don't think I would have been exposed to it and find out how much that actually is really fun to play.
Let's see. So we're going to probably refocus up here on the coverage of Schwartzmiller and Ludwinski, one of the final singles games we have going on here. I believe the score is 3-2 RMU here in game 1 of this one. But we will confirm that, I think, momentarily. Nope, 3-3. Okay. So, current score is 3-3 here in Game 1. Just like the overall series at the moment, 3-3 while we wait on the results of Boyer and Arbit. We'll have to see what the...
now it says 4-3 Schwartzmiller.
Interesting.
The Schwartzmiller, beautiful play to get that ball backtracking, and I think that was it. Now it says 5-4.
Wait, hold on.
Now 4-4.
Jeez, okay. Schwartzmiller, I had heard him call that was out. It was definitely tough to tell, especially because he was falling back with the ball there. Schwartzmiller once again calling it out, making it 5-4 RMU.
We assume.
Yeah, I'm willing to bet that the scorekeepers are doing good stuff here. Breaking news. Riley Boyer was victorious over Scott Arbit. We're going to see if we have scores coming in here in a second. But I will update that on the overall clock, which means
1 to win.
1 to win for RMU. He lost the opening game 11-5 and then rallied back to win 11-6 and 11-7.
Wow. Riley Boyer seems like he's a really good Game 2 and Game 3 player. The first game, him and Eric Schwartzmiller lost, but not a significant margin, but definitely enough to regroup and get together. And Games 2 and 3 look amazing. Definitely, it seems like a guy just needs to get adjusted first, and he's on top of his game. There's no stopping him.
Absolutely. As the score remains 5-4 in this one, Schwartzmiller.
Ooh, good ball placement there.
Oh, bit of a breaking development. I think this game now is a bit more weight than we may have previously thought. Ryan Yob, the final matchup here, is playing Tristan Shaw. In a game that was a self-evaluation 5 versus self-evaluation 3.
As that just got started here on court number 2.
And I can't say I blame WVU, because both the Shaw brothers went pretty early on. They're pretty well rested. And both Arbit and Ludwinski have been playing for quite a while now. So I understand the substitution there for WVU, which makes this game here between Schwartzmiller and Ludwinski all the more important for the Colonials.
Yep. Score of 5-5 is showing here as Ludwinski has the serve. Throws it back to Schwartzmiller. Some back and forth action here. Spiked down, played by Schwartzmiller, still alive. My goodness, what a volley, and Schwartzmiller went down and just couldn't hit it there. Very close play. There's no points being awarded. Has Ludwinski on the serve. Back it goes to Schwartzmiller. Off the net. Schwartzmiller going to get the serve back. Still tied at 5.
Tied at 5. Gotcha. I'll make that change. I hadn't got that far yet.
Now it says 7-5.
Wait, what?
It just changed to 7-5 Schwartzmiller.
That can't be right. Is it?
That's what it has. So that's what we're gonna rule with, I guess. 7-5 RMU.
Well, it's saying 7-5 guessed. I think that's for the Mountaineers.
Is it the
It
Mount?
might be from Ludwinski.
Yeah.
All right, so Ludwinski with the serve here. Schwartzmiller with the answer. Oh, nice
Good
little
back
return.
play.
Yeah.
Turning Schwartzmiller going for
Nice.
nasty shot right there.
So
Now his serve.
no change there on points. We'll see if anything changes with the serve here for Schwartzmiller.
Schwartzmiller going for the edge. Oh, that was beautiful.
Nice.
Yep, 7-6 West Virginia.
Okay, so that is the score then. Sorry for the delay in timing and scoring up here, folks.
Keep
Whenever
changing
people
on us.
start adding multiple points at once, that's where I start getting really thrown off. Tie game, 7-7.
Good job there from Schwartzmiller. Makes the man miss here. Ties it up in game number 1. A lot at stake here.
Absolutely. I also sent a message down to Mr. Bambrell trying to see if we can get Riley Boyer up here to talk about his 3-game victory after this first game here, as I believe Schwartzmiller is going to take the lead 8-7 off that nice back and forth rally.
Making a move right to left like a goalie in hockey. Back and forth. And as soon as you go one way, you have the other side wide open if you can't get back.
Absolutely.
And that's exactly what Schwartzmiller did. And he tried to do it again, just hit the net there.
An ounce more power. That could have been 9-7. Instead, it's going to be Ludwinski's serve with an opportunity to tie it here at 8-8.
Ludwinski taking his time, regrouping. Good serve. Played by Schwartzmiller. Hard back and forth action. Was that out?
I think Schwartzmiller said it was.
It's out. Schwartzmiller gets the ball right back.
Pickleball is a very honor system-driven
Yep.
game, both in how you evaluate yourself as a competitor and then also just how the game is played. As Lewinsky, he wasn't diving for that ball.
Yeah, he isn't like Brambraw, where he's going to be diving for that ball every time because he's like every point is worth something to him. And that's just how he is. He's a huge leader and just says, hey, I'm going to do whatever I can to help my team win.
True. I mean, also, it might just be a matter of self-preservation.
Yeah, that as well.
I mean, you know,
Just putting your body on the line.
diving on hardwood is not always recommended.
Yeah. Oh, look at that play by Schwartzmiller. Just a love tap. And there's nothing that Ludwinski could have done there.
Yeah, really. Which automatically, well, not automatically,
Puts
I
a
mean,
game
makes
point.
it now game point.
Yep.
I don't know why I said automatically. I was trying to think of the word I was wanting to use. It certainly wasn't automatically, though.
Right over
Wow.
the head.
He's looking like me out there
Yeah.
trying to hit some of those high shots. Well, he just looked at himself like, man, how did I miss that?
Regardless, still 10-7. There's some good back and forth action on court 2 between Yob and Shaw. As we'll keep you updated on that as well in between plays here. Good play by Schwartzmiller, keeps it alive on his back and tried to go for the
Oh.
ankle shot just outside.
10-8 the score now. This one's not over yet, that's for sure. Ludwinski finds a way to get 2 more points here. We'll be playing the 12.
Ludwinski. Schwartzmiller plays it to the left side on the backhand. Just a soft tap.
Oh, very nicely done.
Yep. Ludwinski just couldn't run that one down, and we'll see. 10-8.
It's going to be Eric Schwartzmiller's ball here to serve. Opportunity to win game 1 of this best of 3. If you were to win this series, RMU will take the victory on the day, either 5-4 or 6-3.
As that one just couldn't place over the net. And if I'm not mistaken, it'll be the first time they have won a match.
Yes, it would be a first overall match win against another university. They got pretty close against, I believe it was, I think it was Miami, Ohio, a couple weeks ago. I think they lost 9-6
Oh,
as the
very
overall series score. It was either them or or Ohio State. One of them was 9-6. The other was like 12-3. I just don't remember which was which because they played them all at the same time.
And not a bad day overall, though, for the Colonials.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Vast improvement from the first time that we saw them.
Absolutely. As Ludwinski with the serve here. trying to fight his way back into this Game 1 contest, and that ball out of play.
Schwartzmiller once again on the line to win this game to head up 1-0 in the series against Ludwinski. As that one sails off the net, and
wow.
Schwartzmiller couldn't get there.
No chance. You're not going to meet a collegiate pickleball player on earth who's going to be able to return that hit with the way it just hit the net and died.
Back and forth. It's been 10-8 for a while now. Both players really staying in this one. Good play there. Schwartzmiller keeps it up, going for the spike. Schwartzmiller still alive, going for the corner shot. Diving for it. Hits the net, make it 10-9.
You gotta love the hustle there from Eric Schwartzmiller. He knew what that point was going to be worth here late in Game 1, and really went for it. Just couldn't quite get it to go.
Now he has to get 2 points, and that one, a soft little tap, I believe. No point awarded there to Schwartzmiller's ball.
I think the service ended up in the kitchen, which is not legal. I think that's why it's now Schwartzmiller's ball again.
Off the net diving from Schwartzmiller, just couldn't play that one, and we'll go back to the West Virginia side of things.
You can really feel the tension in this moment here, both sides trying to break through and win it. We've been in the closing stage of this game for a few minutes now.
Yep. Game 1 to the right of us is already wrapped up. It tells you we're timing how important this will be, as all eyes will probably focus on this game, winner take all.
Absolutely. And it's not a knock against Ryan Yob. He's a very talented player. It's just either one of the Shaw brothers are just, they've been doing this for so long that there's just probably a huge experience gap.
As I believe, let's see, Schwartzmiller has the serve here, 10-9. Soft tap in front. Schwartzmiller on his backhand, beautiful rip, makes it 11-9. That's going to be game.
Yeah.
Yep, 11-9 win for Eric Schwartzmiller as he takes Game 1 over Aaron Ludwinski.
A very critical win, too, for the Colonials, as it gives them an opportunity, perhaps, at a overall match day win. That's a good way to get it going here. Now 1 game away from their 5th and likely decisive victory of the day, as you've got what I'm assuming is probably Game 2 between Yob and Tristan Shaw happening here on court number 2. We're tuning into that one briefly during the intermission.
Yob gets the ball back here. Score is 0-0 since they just got underway. Yob with a good shot. Shaw plays it up. Yob tries to go over the net and hits the netting. Back to the West Virginia side. He'll beat Shaw. As RMU is going to take a little bit of time on their side, things to regroup and hopefully only make this one more game. Yob, good battling back, but Shaw's going to get the point there to make it 1-0.
Sorry, I hear the song. I gotta sing the song.
Yeah.
You know, normally they don't give me a microphone, man.
It's hard to.
Yeah. Hard to or hard not to?
I mean, it's hard not to, especially when the hockey games with the intermission and stuff.
Oh yeah.
When Austin or Phil, the PA guys, get something going, you're like, you don't want to sing on the mic because none of you want to hear us sing really, but
oh yeah.
Thankfully we go to intermission.
Speaking of which, we've got Riley Boyer up here in the booth. Here. Well, okay, do you want to talk to him real quick about his singles victory from a second ago?
Riley, great game overall from you, taking down Scott Arbit in that singles match.
Thank you.
What was your mindset going against someone like Scott?
Well, I played really bad in my doubles game against him, but we came out with that one too, and I knew that I had to play good to kind of redeem myself. So I was still kind of cold in that first set, and I dropped it 11-5, but I was able to pick it up and finish strong.
It definitely seems like you're a second, third game kind of player, like you said in your doubles match with Eric. You guys went down, and then you had a 7-0 run and came back in Game 2, and then the back and forth. Between you and Eric, have you played with him a lot, or you guys switch partners a lot? Or
we switch partners occasionally. We had against Penn State our first game last semester. He wasn't my partner. When we went to OSU earlier in the semester, he was. Me and him have played a lot in between those 2 games and practices and whatnot. I think our play styles complement each other a lot, and we played well together, both in a play set and mentality standpoint.
Getting involved in pickleball, is this your first time playing pickleball? Have you played before?
It was a high school thing. It was just one of those gym classes where you just played a bunch of sports, and that was one of them. And, it was kind of like ping pong, kind of like tennis. I liked it then, didn't give it much thought. Afterwards, I noticed it on Revolution coming here, and I decided why not give myself some exercise. And next thing I know, I'm coming here pretty much every practice and enjoying it a whole lot.
That's the exact way that I found out about pickleball too. Is my high
Right.
school gym class. And then
That's
you
what
get
most
exposed-
people
yeah.
hear. That's how most people figure it out.
Having leaders on team like Joe Brambraw and what's it like to have like a leadership group like him kind of leading you guys?
It was huge. Not only does Joe have a massive amount of connections, so he can get us games like this to occur. He can bring guys in like Brendan Dollard, great coach for us, and has given me a whole lot of tips, which has turned me from a garbage player into a semi-decent player. But no, having guys like Joe, Nate, and Jason being our leaders and just steering us in the right direction, really taking us from just a having fun club to sort of a competitive sport. It's been huge.
I got to ask about the flow. You gonna grow it out longer?
Yes. Yeah, big time. It started when quarantine hit, and I couldn't get my hair cut, and I'm like, I'm just gonna grow it out, and I started liking it the longer it got.
Yep.
So I'm seeing how long I can get it.
We all love the flow up here.
Thank you.
I know the fans do as well.
Thank
Ever
you.
consider playing hockey with hair like that?
No, I've not considered hockey. I'm not big enough, nor can I skate. So
Neither can I. But hey, if Phil Paczynski can play roller,
yeah, I hear you.
hockey,
I hear you.
Great job overall for you on the day. What would you say your favorite pickleball memory has been so far this season?
Really, that it would be that Penn State game. Even though we got crushed, it was fun to finally kind of not really go pro, but to get an official match in against another club. It was huge, not only as a confidence standpoint. I won a doubles in that, and it kind of just showed that I have sort of not only there's a place where I can play this sport at a high level, that also I can stay competitive at that point. And it also exposed a lot of my weaknesses and showed me a lot of my strengths. So it's really helped me grow and sort of launch my game from there on out.
Yeah, from you and the rest of the team from first the Penn State game till now, you guys look a lot better as a team.
Absolutely.
Vast
Big time.
improvement from everybody. And also, if Eric does come out with a victory on this court number 1 here,
Right.
you guys will win
We will.
the series. First
So-
ever series win.
Mm-hmm.
How does it feel that you're responsible for 2 of those
It's
wins?
great. It feels awesome being somewhat of a part of school history. But just being able to get W's for my team and myself has been huge. So hopefully Eric can pull through here. And he's killed one, so I think he's able to pull through.
Well, congratulations to you, win
Thank
or
you.
lost, Riley. 2
Absolutely.
big wins here today.
Right.
Can't wait to see more of you, hopefully,
Thank
moving
you.
on in pickleball.
Absolutely.
All right, thanks for your time, man.
Yep.
That was Riley Boyer, winner of 2 of RMU's 4 victories so far today, once in doubles action and then once in singles action just a moment ago. In the meantime, Eric Schwartzmiller has rolled out to a very large opening lead here. It looks like 5-0 over Ludwinski here, and I think it just might just be the nature of the way this game was organized, finally catching up to Aaron Ludwinski.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been playing so good all day today, but when you only have 4 players to RMU's 6, like, you're going to probably be gassed by the end of the day here.
As Riley makes his way back down to the scorer's table. Once again, incredible hair.
Yeah, so we'll have to see if Schwartzmiller pulls through in this final game and picks up the win, not only for this match, but for the series for RMU. We'll have to make sure we get him up on the old microphone as well and hear some of his thoughts. It's always fun talking to some of the players here, and especially for a sport like pickleball where not a ton of people play it, hearing how they got into it,
It's always very interesting because a lot, like what Riley said, is it's just something that you kind of just learn in gym class, and you're like, okay, it's kind of a mixture between like ping pong and tennis. And then he finds it on, Revolution, where we find all of our sports here. And he was like, all right, that's something I've played before. I can do that. And then you have guys here that are leaders that can teach you the game and grow the game. And now look what this has become.
Yeah, it's become quite spectacular. I mean, after all, we're all streaming a competition of it, which much more than we could say even 6 months ago.
Right.
Or
It just
Can
came
we say
from
6 months ago? I guess it was about 6 months ago
about
when that
that.
happened. So 6 or 7.
But you play big teams like Penn State as a first matchup. I mean, that's incredible. And then you play teams like Ohio State and Miami, Ohio. Now you're playing West Virginia. I mean, credit to this team and also getting such an involvement and all the people that are here. I know they only have 6 right now, but there is a ton more players on the roster.
Absolutely. They have anywhere from like, I've seen practice with as many as like 16, 18 people practicing with them. But I guess they rolled out 6 of their strongest here today for this matchup against WVU.
So far, it's paying off for them as Schwartzman just missed the outside there.
Yeah, absolutely. He had a wide open half of the court to look at, and he still found a way to miss it wide.
6-0. Still the score here. Schwartzman looking for 5 more to cap off a historic day in RMU pickleball, win or loss here. The closest they have ever been to a win, as that one's going to hit off the netting on RMU serve. 6-1 is now the score showing.
Yeah, it's been a fun afternoon up here in the Rec Center, North Athletic Complex. We'll be back here again next week. In case you missed it, we'll be back here again next week. Saturday afternoon for men's club volleyball. Sunday afternoon for women's club volleyball's home tournament. So a lot of coverage coming up for volleyball next week. We got women's rugby hosting a tournament over at Joe Walton April 22nd, I believe.
That's a fun one.
Yeah, we have not had women's rugby yet on the stream, so that'll be a really fun addition to different sports that we've streamed this year. And plenty of postseason action from club basketball and both of our roller hockey teams throughout the month as well.
Sadly, we couldn't get the men's one on here, but ESPN Plus kind of took that from us. But we will get women's rugby at least. So
yes.
Sorry to the men's team, but you guys got ESPN Plus, so it's okay.
Yeah, the men's team, the men's rugby team, we will have them on here in the fall.
Yep.
We were just starting to get the program of streaming stuff rolling right around the time where their season was wrapping up.
So I believe that makes it 10-1 in game match point.
Here we go.
Eric Schwartzmiller. History on the line, no pressure.
I'm sure he doesn't think about it right now. He's probably locked in.
Schwartzmiller on the back end, what a play.
Oh, there it is.
And for the first time in RMU Club pickleball history, they have won in a match.
There we go. Like overall the full
match.
deal.
Eric Schwartzmiller, victorious 11-1, 2-0 clean sweep.
Yeah, you could tell. I think after Ledwinski dropped that first game, he was just like, "All right, that was the opportunity. I'm gonna peace out. I need to make sure I have enough of me to drive home tonight."
And overall, between the 9 matchups, 5 wins at least. We're not still sure on the second game, but
Ryan Yob drops to Tristan Shaw 11-0, 11-1. So that means your final for today, RMU 5, West Virginia 4. I'm going to see if we can get Schwartzmiller up here.
Text the almighty Joe Brambaugh to see if we can. But yeah, for him, taking down Aaron Lewinsky, very, very commanding way, I should say. 11-1. Couldn't get the right word out, but as Riley was telling me while he was up here, he kept saying, "Oh, that's another good shot. No, that's a good shot."
Yeah. Yeah, you can tell a lot of these guys, and that's the thing, when you start playing, like I noticed I did that all the time when I was bowling competitively for college. You see someone do exactly what you're trying to do, and you're like, oh, that was nice.
That's something that Trey definitely said to us a few times while he was up here, and he was like, even though I lost, but like I did.
Yeah.
I watched that, or he watches someone like Joe play, and he's like, oh, I could do that and improve my game that way.
Absolutely. There's always something to be learned, something to be gained, whether it's your own teammates or someone else. Let's see. I think they're doing a little post-game conversation action here. It was a fun afternoon here. We're going to see if we can get Eric Schwartzmiller up here, the man who clinched it, in a minute here. We'll have to find out. If not, that's totally fine, but we'll see what they're doing here. Let's see if we can follow the camera with them here.
Looks like maybe a picture here at center of the court.
Oh yeah, they did that after the Penn State one as well, and it's cool that hockey has like a post game handshake. I know basketball in the playoffs has the little post game handshake action. These guys after their match they'll have a little photo to commemorate the fact that they put this all together. Both of these teams had to work out a time and a place, and they were able to do so, and they got a really really good afternoon of pickleball out of it.
We get them all in the frame here. Everyone makes their way in. Very good to see both teams together after a hard-fought match here.
Absolutely. Yeah, you can tell Ludwinski's been sweating a little bit. He's had to put in some work today.
Yeah.
So Scott Arlett had a pretty decent day himself, I'm pretty sure, to my knowledge at least. Obviously, I don't think either of the Shaw brothers dropped any of their games.
No, undefeated for them.
Yeah. So undefeated for WVU would be both Tristan and Treston Shaw. Undefeated for RMU, I know Riley Boyer.
Yeah, he was undefeated.
And I believe Schwartzmiller would also be undefeated then, as 2-0.
Yes, because he was paired up with Boyer, 1v1.
So we'll have to, let's see. It looks like they're just about wrapping up here, so I don't know if we're going to have an opportunity to get Schwartzmiller or not. They're kind of busy.
Yeah.
So you know what? We'll
just wrap up as
yeah,
is
we're
here.
just going to wrap up. So final thoughts here today, Caden, on this monumental win for RMU Pickleball?
Definitely, like you said, monumental. I think there's no other really word to describe it. What this team has been able to do from the 6 guys that have played today: Joe Brambaugh, Trey Reichenfield, Riley Boyer, Eric Schwartzmiller, Andy Zhang, and Ryan Yob. Very, very good job from them. 5-4 victory over West Virginia. When you mean overall, there's nothing more you can say than just incredible what they've been able to do. Putting this team
Absolutely.
together from the beginning of the season till now, and watching them progress from when they played Penn State, and now getting a victory over a big school like West Virginia. I mean, nothing's more than, I'd say, amazing, and really shows what you can do when you put in the work and the time, and you get enough people to have fun with, and get something going. And overall, a great job from this whole pickleball team and club.
Absolutely. Couldn't have said it better myself. That's going to do it for our coverage today of Club Pickleball here from the North Athletic Complex. As you heard Joe Brambaugh say, there might be one more pickleball game in late April. Don't know if it's home or away or if it's even happening, but if it is, we'll be sure to cover it. For sure, though, next Saturday, April 2nd, we're going to have men's club volleyball up here at the North Athletic Complex. Sunday, April 3rd, we're going to have women's club volleyball's home tournament. And sometime scattered throughout this week, we might have a little Tier 2 roller hockey action as they look to win their championship. They are in the finals against one of either Penn State Beaver or Duquesne, as y'all heard us talk about earlier. So that's all I've got. Caden, if you got anything else, we can...
Yeah, as mentioned, hopefully we get to do the Tier 2 roller hockey games, as long as they aren't at 11:35 at night. It's kind of a little hard to do for us, but hopefully we'll bring those to you guys. Definitely a ton of exciting sports to wrap up our semester here. Tier 2 hockey, Tier 1 hockey, basketball playoffs, volleyball, possibly rugby, or there will be rugby.
Yeah, women's
possibly
rugby.
pickleball.
Yep.
I mean, a ton of stuff, and then also possibly some Greek League stuff.
Possibly some Greek Week
Yeah.
stuff. Forgot about that. That would be
In 2 weeks.
2 weeks from now. We might have a little Greek Week action, little fraternity dodgeball action going on. We'll have to see though. But
Definitely a lot to look forward to, so definitely stay tuned to all our social medias and the Twitch channel as well. From everyone here at RMU Club Sports, Alex Gagne alongside Caden McCrory, signing off, and we'll see you next time.